health equals performance. If you're running a business, you're leading a team, raising a family, the main focus should be how much energy you have day to day. It should be your ability to make decisions. It should be your ability to show up for the people that you care about the most and the people that need you to show up and lead them, whether that's your team in work or your family at home. And all of that is driven by the one key component, which is your health.
Welcome to the Unstoppable Podcast with your host, Johnny Pierce. In this podcast, we are going to cover all you need so that you can develop unstoppable confidence and build an unbreakable mindset. And we will make sure that everything you listen to is unforgettable. We will dissect the lessons from the people you want to hear from, and you have access to this completely free of charge. And if you like it, don't forget to share it with your friends, and I will see you on the inside.
Why health is the ultimate business strategy. Welcome back to the Unstoppable Podcast. This is episode 20 and it's part 3 of the Peak Performance series. It's a 3-part series in which we've been diving into the best principles, systems, strategies that you can implement into your life to look, feel, and perform at your best, even while you're at your busiest. And over the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why health can be the ultimate business strategy for you. It can give you the edge on your competitors, and it can allow you to completely change the trajectory of both your business and your personal life. So, for context, the Unstoppable Podcast, and in this 3-part series, what we've been covering, we first looked at the 70% trap and how most leaders are actually operating at 70% of their potential without even realizing it. Then we looked into the exact strategies that you can use to train and eat for performance in the real world, not just looking great for aesthetics. And today we are going to wrap it up with this thing that is definitely the truth, because for me, looking, feeling, performing at your best has been the ultimate business strategy. I've had business mentors, I've had advertising companies, I've had marketing experts, all trying to help me grow my business. But I know whenever my energy's at its best, that's when I perform my best. That's whenever I actually show up and get the best results on the other side in my business. And for me, the first principle I want to share in this episode is the fact that health equals performance. If you're healthy, you're guaranteed to perform better. Most people think health is about weight loss or fitness or getting in shape, but if you're running a business, you're leading a team, raising a family, the main focus should be how much energy you have day to day. It should be your ability to make decisions. It should be your ability to show up for the people that you care about the most and the people that need you to show up and lead them, whether that's your team in work or your family at home. And all of that is driven by the one key component, which is your health. And I've shared in various different keynotes in businesses of all different sizes that the health of an organization is greatly determined by the people in it. And you might be in a leadership role right now, you might run a business, you might play a key part in a business. And the reality is, you are the driving force. You're going to be the one that drives things forward. And people talk about how they can make more profit within their business. This is a secret that everyone's missing, because when you're stressed, you're tired, you're distracted, your performance is going to dip and you can't operate the way that you're currently operating if that's not going well for you forever. When you're sharp, you're clear, you're more focused, everything just feels easier. There feels like there's less friction and less frustration in what you're doing. And I want these episodes in this 3-part series and this podcast in general is to help leaders start to think differently about health and performance. And the first thing that you need whenever it comes to thinking differently about this is clarity. You need to think about what success looks like for you. Because success for one person might be running a marathon, success for another person might be having enough energy to get through the day. And there's no one or the other that's better there. They're both equally as important to that of individual. Your goals need to be based on what you want, not what everyone else tells you you think you should want. Because if you know what success looks like outside of your work, then you can start prioritizing the habits that you need to have in place to actually drive that stuff forward. Ask yourself this: if you had 20% more energy every single day, what would change in your life and business? I would imagine a lot of things would change, but getting clear on those goals, getting clear on the why behind actually achieving it, who else it's going to positively impact, and how it's going to inspire those around you. In business, it's not about creating this command and control culture whenever it comes to health, energy, and performance. You need to create a trust and inspire culture where you're inspiring other people to change through your actions and how you operate. Because at the end of the day, whenever you think about health being the ultimate business strategy, the businesses that win are the ones that stay in business long term. But if you're not here, if you're not healthy, you're not going to have a business. So you are the asset. The goal for our clients inside the program is to live better for longer. And you can replace a team member, you can take a break from that project, but you can't replace you. You've been the driving force, and if you're not there, it's not going to go too well. So that's why we need to prioritize recovery. We need to look at sleep. We need to look at how we're feeling our body and how we can actually utilize these strategies to perform better. The most successful people I know and coach protect their energy like their life depends on it. I shared in an earlier episode in this series that it's not about time management, it's about energy management. And it absolutely is. And that's why your health and your energy is your most valuable asset. It's about systemizing high performance, because that way you don't rely on motivation, you don't rely on how you feel that day. You've got systems to fall back on. Every business has systems that allow that business to run and perform even when the founder isn't there, or maybe when some of the team members go on holiday. There is systems in place to allow it. But you can systemize high performance in your life with your health by having non-negotiables in your calendar. And 3 non-negotiables I think everyone should have is 3 to 4 simple time-efficient training sessions every single week. The second thing that you should have in place as a system is a nutrition strategy that gives you energy, that doesn't take away from your energy. And the third system you need to have in place is a recovery routine that actually allows you to recover weekly. So for me, I know days can be long in business. One of my recovery systems is on a Wednesday. I always finish at 4 o'clock. It gives me a little bit of an earlier finish. It gives me an opportunity to recharge the middle of the week so that I come in on a Thursday morning raring to go and ready to double down and perform at my best. And I don't know if you've seen this, you may or may not have, but I shared a client success story recently, and it was Dr. Jonathan Dillon, who had been through a hugely challenging time whenever it came to his health. And he had been diagnosed with bowel cancer. And since then, he has been truly inspirational. He has completely turned his health, energy, and performance around through his effort, his energy, and how he showed up. And he inspires me every single day. He delivered a training recently for our clients that was completely inspirational, and it's incredible to see how he's bounced back from this. But so many people will wait for a health scare to actually start making their health a priority. And it's so easy to just wait and put it off. And then something terrible, touch wood, I hope it never happens, but something terrible can happen and you've just waited. But your future self will thank you for doing something about this right now. Stop telling yourself that you're too busy. So many people in this country especially use busy as a badge of honor. You're only successful if you're super busy. So stop using that. Stop using that excuse. I'll sort this whenever things calm down. The reality is, if you reflect over the last 12 months, things have probably only got busier. So it's probably going to be the same over the next 12 months. So don't wait until things calm down to get a handle on this, because if nothing changes, nothing changes. If you repeat the same thing over and over again and expect a different outcome, that's the definition of insanity. You need to actually make the changes that are actually going to drive the results on the other side. It's like if something wasn't working in work or in your business, you would change it. You would know that, right, this isn't working, we need to change something. And the people that win in business, they change things aggressively. If something's not working, they change it straight away. So remember that. And whenever you think about moving forward and reflecting over the last 3 episodes, if you've listened to them all, they're all around about 15 minutes long, and they're short but they're punchy and they give you loads of value. And if you have time today, look back on your key takeaways from this mini series and ask yourself, what's one shift that I can make today? What's one thing I can implement today that will make the difference? Because it's small things that compound over time. It's basic principles that compound over time with this. And I can't reiterate the importance of this, not just physically and not just from a performance perspective, but from a mental performance perspective. It's absolutely essential. If you want to perform at your best physically and mentally, you need to actually look at your health, because at the end of the day, your health is your ultimate competitive edge. And if you find these episodes useful, I really appreciate it. We're actually taking on some private clients right now. So we've got 3 spaces to work with me directly. And if you listened to this and thought, wow, that sounds really great, this has been really valuable, and you've seen some of the client success stories that I've shared on social media, or you can check out our website to see more of those, this might be the opportunity that you needed. And if you'd like to find out more, message me on any social media platform, Instagram, LinkedIn. You can send me an email. I'll overlay all the relevant links here. Just send me a message. Sometimes sending the message is the hardest part. Reaching out for help and being open, honest, and vulnerable about something that you're struggling with can be a challenge, especially as a leader. But that's what we specialize inside Built for Better Business. We help people with the busiest diaries I've ever seen. So if you feel like you're too busy, don't worry. I've probably seen a busier diary. And if you feel like you're too old and you're past it, don't worry. We've trained people well into their 60s and they've achieved incredible things. So let's make it happen. Let's make the effort. Let's make the commitment. It might feel uncomfortable, but this is your chance, and I'd love to hear from you. I'll speak to you soon, and I'm looking forward to more solo episodes that are educational like this and value driven like this. I'm sure there will be more to come in the very near future. This is the last podcast I'm record before I get married. So the next podcast that I record, I'll be a married man, all being well, if Lauren shows up. So looking forward to that. And other than that, team, I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for tuning in.